I am Couch Coop and welcome to my look at Fallout 76 in 2023. This is Fallout 76 in 2018. I reviewed it a day early on release, 13th of November. A bit of a controversy when I googled the initial release date. It gave me the sort of journalist initial 23rd of October, but if you look down there, it was released on the 14th. And what was going on with it? Look at the stay of this. It's like peekaboo pop in. Unbelievable, this game. It staggered out the gate and fell on its face. I'm looking straight at you. We're going to look at its most recent piece of free DLC in the form of the Atlantic City location. Now, this is not paid, so it's not Nuka-Cola. I was all geared up for some majorness because it's been so long since I logged into this game and had a fresh look at it on the PlayStation 5. Incidentally, we do get 60 frames per second. Apparently, that's strict. Even when you Google this, no one's 200% sure its performance, but it's pretty damn crisp and it runs very smoothly. I experienced no pop-in and no frame drops. I put 55 hours into this game on the base level PlayStation 4, but as you know, this is my UK account. All cloud saves can't be accessed. Had to go from the beginning. Had to speed run getting to Atlantic City, which I'll explain, and wasn't really too much of an ordeal. Gave me a chance to have a good look around. The game has had so many improvements. This is the No Man's Sky of the Fallout series, quite unrecognizable in areas. So many new locations on that map. I actually probably looked at it in about 2021. I was doing a review with Fallout 4 and Nuka-Cola and the PlayStation 5. And the step back into this wasn't bowled over. But with this entry in 2023, there's just loads in here. Just cannot get rid of randoms. To do that, you need an extra subscription, which I think is a little bit naughty, to be able to have a private session. I've also gone via Starfield since last playing Fallout 76, and that's made me look at it in slightly new light with some of its aspects on those perks and its graphical improvements. Like, it is pretty solid as an open world action RPG. Now, I'm very impressed with its lighting. You saw that footage at the beginning. The old Todd rays were coming literally out of the ground. Now we have some great scenes, almost Fallout 4 on par with, and I talk about that with the texture pack and running it on top-end PC specs. Unfortunately, the PlayStation 5 gets a very bad deal on the Fallout 4 front. If you've not gone from square one with Fallout 76 for a while, you won't know that there is a two-stage entry system and you can go straight in at level 20, or you can just do the level 1 traditional setup. The level 20 thing's really cool. You hit the ground running, and I'm not aware of Atlantic City having a level cap. Everything scaled with me when I was in there, but it was still really cool to have loads of excellent equipment, 100 stim packs, and food obviously encumbered like a mother and had to put your strength up immediately, but a welcome early boost. Now, how much of a ball ache is it to go straight from logging in and getting to Atlantic City from doing this level 20 day one business? Okay, you know, in survival games where you'll get somewhere and it will open up an item and it'll be like a compass. A compass will be like amazing, it will just sort everything out, and you go to craft said compass and it says, alright, you just need actually this bit of special rock and a leaf from those trees over there, which are really common. You then go to sort of make it and it's like, oh no, you actually need, for the glass, you've got to just nip up that mountain, there's a shrub round there, 18 hours will go past. You'll end up looking for a particular breed of newt that only comes out at night in a pond, and all you wanted was a compass. A little bit of that does come into play. You may have noticed that I've been distracting you because I am panning, but this isn't the standard one it gives you. It does it on pause automatically. It's maybe where I got my obsession from. Bethesda's idle panning animations. Now back to the rays. And I will say, having to go from square one and look at all the forests and some of that really luscious beginning area was a total eye-opener. 2018 wasn't that long ago, to be fair. Other games have had more improvement and less time, but it's still really cool to see Bethesda pull this game quite literally out of the dirt. But let's get to the journey, because I feel this is quite colourful, and I love that colour of grass when you get to this place called White Springs, which is where you have to communicate and respond to the responders and do a mission called Reborn, and this is where things got a little bit unravelly for me. But I was very impressed with the interiors. I do like the lighting. I do like the fact that this map has got some seriously civilized and developed areas. It's not all just super mutants and wooden huts. But my journey to White Fang, because I hadn't been there before, couldn't fast travel, I saw so much crazy stuff and got offered so many events and NPCs and saw some mad people firing at some awesome enemies. Here we go, we're getting roped in now. So look at the quests that have come up on the right. This game just wants you to gather quests. It's really annoying. There is something in the Pip-Boy that allows you to just concentrate on one. But with this, you talk to her, it's split into about 14 things. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not going to get to this until I'm 50. Isn't that long away, to be fair? So this Responders quest is not small, and you need it to talk to this woman called Lennox, who's on the roof of that complex that we've just come from. There's a level 60 diseased Deathclaw walking around the villas. But my point being, the chunks of these quests, one of them stir some soup, the other one is go to this medical facility, and it sort of glitched on the lift, told me to get in the lift, go to the roof, then I was supposed to leave and go outside. Once I got outside, then the map blimp appeared. That questing and targeting system is not layman. The action's still really good though, and I was looking for those frames to go crazy low or look for some pop-in. Didn't spot a single bit of pop-in. I saw some minor structural distance flickering, but nothing on what was going on in 2018, which was fantastic news. But again, it has been a long time, and this has had some huge patches coming in at 100 gigabyte on most systems, which I couldn't quite believe. Okay, so the last chunk I approached is get 50 raw cloth, right? These are things in teddy bears, pillows, toilet roll I found out. So you end up scavenging this whole complex, looking through ridiculous cubby holes and going everywhere. I found a sort of quick way round, obviously buy some junk off the vendors. Once you get enough normal cloth, you can then combine that up to make raw cloth, because I nearly had a meltdown because I thought I'd got to it, but I didn't. I just had normal cloth. But we got to Lennox, and we're now going to embark on the latter stage of this epic Odyssey.
Yeah?
First thing is the green mist, or the mist full stop. Not too sure why that's there on your initial walkthrough. I would have loved to have seen these crisp and quite vibrant colours. There's loads of light here. It is a very cool looking derelict and quite compact city with its skyways, catwalks. This is at no extra cost, and it is a very fresh looking map and environment. And of course we get some new encounters and some new looking enemies. Ever so often the colours do hit you through that mist, but I was very knocked back at why that was needed. Very small amount of delay sometimes on the death register for killing something. It's not always an occurrence, and it could lean on to an internet connection potentially. But other than that, when things kicked off, and they really do kick off early doors, because you have to throw these sacks of crap into the back of these trucks and these mutants come flying in and you're in some sort of war zone all of a sudden. But it feels quite cool. But again, we still do not escape all of that original jank. I'm actually really interested in the new look of the mutants and some of the Swamp Thing appearances of them, and they've got different ailments and disease, infection, and some of them are actually in larger groups. They're pretty frightening, and this green mist, the way they're always in the distance, there's one on the bottom left there, quite a lot more fun to kill. When I saw that power armor on the sort of box art, so to speak, of this piece of DLC, and I've seen a few sort of Fallout focused creators say that this is almost a back to form from Fallout 4, and they even used that sort of silhouette almost with the advertisement of this piece of content. I always keep having to remind myself that this is free, and it's one of two. You've got the pit, which I haven't even gone to yet. But my point being, the journey to get to this piece of content was quite massive, and the stuff I saw within that was really an eye-opener. Base game is extremely strong at the moment. For me, things get a little bit more interesting when you enter these cool lit interiors. I almost get a shining vibe with how cool this hotel is, and there's loads to interact with. You've even got a little submission of milking some of the faulty machines. The dice above the bar, you've probably seen this on some of the trailer footage. It kind of did deliver for me, and the missions within here, but with these cool reflections and neon lights, it feels a lot more like the content I was looking for. I always get reminded also of Fallout's brutal and gruesome violence, blood and gore. Again, coming off Starfield, it's not everywhere as much as it is in its Apocalypse Fallout series, and I kind of love it, and it's always cool to come home to. Having said that, the VAT system, the paused Fallout 4 VAT system, I feel is a favourite, and maybe a fan favourite, for a mechanic within a Fallout game. And getting rid of it to sacrifice for a real-time system, because the game has to be online and you can't start meddling around with pausing time in that direction, I feel it's a bit of a depletion. It still kind of works, but I'm really looking forward to newer stuff from Bethesda with VATS and their offline single-player focused content again. The major pull for me and this piece of content is the city itself. It's pretty damn cool, but it's also the new mutant and enemies that are put in. You're kind of always guessing what's going to get slung at you, and you have to use quite a lot of your artillery to take these things down. It's a quite pushy piece of content compared to that open map in the normal game, and the scaling's excellent. I always felt like I was kind of on the edge. What's your take on Fallout 76? Did you get the chance to play it on launch? And is this content enough to bring you back? Or are you like a veteran of the game and this video's been nothing but a patronising nightmare? I was, of course, Couch Cooper, and that was so much fun going back into this and having to get to that content as quick as possible and have a good crazy run around the whole area. I didn't think it was going to be something I found as fun as that. So if you're up for this on co-op also, that would be an awesome time. Plus, didn't see any randos within this map, and you don't actually get a piece of blueprint to look at on an overhead basis at the stage I'm at. This is supposed to be my outro verse. I will see you down there. Special thanks to all the Patreons.